This is a Tales from the Crawl Space Hotter Than Hell episode. Ah! Fire! Fire! Ah! Get up! Get up! Ah! Ah! Oh, God! Oh! Get off me! Ah!
Man, it was hot. Damn hot. Hot enough my shorts I can cook things in it. A little bit of crotch pot cooking. Hey, everybody. Boys, girls, cheese bags everywhere. It's your old pal Jack. Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. And across the surface of the sun, well, formerly the surface of the sun, because things have calmed down, is Mr. Brad Harvey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome from the sweaty Midwest, where it's not just the heat or the humidity; it's the fact that people turn into real assholes when it gets hot and humid.
It's his sweaty balls. He got sweaty balls.
My balls they're so sweaty and schwitzy.
I get a schwitz.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, tonight's show is hotter than hell. We came through last week and a little bit of the week before that was just hotter than all fucking get out. It was disgusting, and everybody was out there. I think the whole country was suffering from it. Wasn't it, Brad? There was no.
Oh yeah, I think it was a coast to coast motherfucker last week. Because we were here in Indiana, and I don't want to hear, oh, you think it was hot in Indiana? It was like 485 degrees in Phoenix. Who gives a fuck? It was hot. But, yeah, I mean, we were in the mid-90s. We were totally unprepared for it. My tomato plants were just like, Brent, water us for fuck's sake. And, I'm out there every day. I can't wait to see my water bill. And it was just all in all a hot fucking time. And to top it all off, had the cookout, the company Trio Pest Control cookout at my house,
right.
Which was an incredible time. Heat be damned, we had a blast. Probably the first one of those things I've ever been to where there was 100% attendance at, and it's like all five of us showed up. Some of us even brought dates, and we had a great time. Everybody comes in, starts showing up. It's about 6:00. I'm getting ready to throw the ribs on the grill to get them all glazed up for, in their pristine, glistening deliciousness. And, and it was like, everybody just wanted to hang outside. It's like, hey man, we got great air conditioning in there. No, we're good here. We get here. Mostly because everybody, wanting to smoke and everything. And so it was, and so we started, but after the sun went down, the tiki torches got lit, and the music was playing. We ended up. It was fairly comfortable. Had a great time. Had my I didn't want to have loud music blaring during this because I wanted the people to talk and shit and stuff.
Right.
So I had my little Amazon Echo and had that just kind of stuck out my kitchen window, which faces right into the the deck area, and had some low music on, and got some younger kids here. I got on there. I said, Alexa, play music that people younger than me would like. And so she proceeds to start playing music from the 70s. And I was like, Alexa, how the fuck old do you think I am? I don't know how to answer that. It's like, okay, fine. So I let her roll. And then getting towards the end of the evening, one of the guys was wearing a Korn t-shirt, and he was talking about Korn, and I said, okay, great. I said, Alexa, play some Korn. And we're talking, and then just a couple seconds later I hear, and Ellen, my beautiful bride, looks over at the display, looks at me and says, Brad, she's playing porn. I was like, God damn it. So I had to change that over real quick. And and then everybody mentioned that was probably the lowest volume they had ever listened to Korn.
Well, I tell you, as soon as you started making that noise, Russell started unzipping his pants.
Russell starts unzipping his pants the minute he gets on and sees our beautiful he was just a little delayed. And speaking of delayed, we're recording a little bit later than usual. Been having some gastrointestinal problems because with the summer heat and the blazing hellfire that comes with it, also comes one of the most delicious things to ever grow on a tree. Yes, I am talking about the Washington sweet Bing cherries. Ooh. And oh my God, the price of them drastically drops during this time of year. And I have bags and bags and bags of it. Well, unfortunately, I eat way too much of them, and I was a human geyser.
because every
was
poo-poo
incredible.
time was a pee-pee time.
It was a pee-pee time. That's right. You think
At the poo-poo place.
yeah, I am completely ready for a surprise colonoscopy right now, Jack. I'm telling you.
Well, I got to tell you, since you had that nice party and down on all them cherries and peeing at your poo hole, I'm coming at you through the illustrious technology of Elon Musk with Starlink Internet from the top of the Great North Mountain, 2,280 foot in the air, from my new abode.
Yes.
I'm recording first show from the new house, so hot damn.
Yeah. Elon Musk isn't just a fat wallet and a strangely looking face. He hires some geniuses.
Yeah, he does. And I got to tell you, the speeds for fucking Starlink are insane. I was surprised. I was expecting like 20, 30 megabits, and I ran a speed test on it. I'm like 275 megabits. I'm like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
HughesNet satellite stuff, you might get 20 at best on a clear day. You get one little cloud that comes over, you're down to shit. But Elon, he don't fuck around, man.
No, he does not. Yeah, I just keep seeing these videos of all the satellites. They're just like all in a line and shit, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" It's like that's Elon, baby. That is all Elon. And so, speaking of geniuses, man, how about that intro today? That was fucking
yeah, man. I love JT's intros. So good.
Oh man, he's awesome. And by the way, everybody, JT just recently celebrated his 20th trip around the sun. And,
yes, he did.
Yeah, what a guy! What a guy! I can't wait till 21. Me and Jack are taking him out.
Yeah, we're gonna take him to a titty bar,
and we're gonna take him a titty bar.
A gentleman's club where nobody's gentlemen.
That's right. Hopefully, the bouncers are gentlemen, and that's about it.
Oh, a little side note: there's someone on Facebook on one of the local area pages from where I am posted anonymously. Go figure. He goes, "Hey, are there any gentlemen's clubs around here?" And I had to go to the comments. I did. And people were like, "Gentlemen, where's the gentleman?" Then you get the religious people trying to tell him to find God, and the best he's ever going to find is at the pew of a church. And I said, well, there's 3 in Bunker Hill, West Virginia. Now, Bunker Hill is this little hovel of a town that if you blink, you miss it. All the buildings are run down, and there's like 3 cinder block buildings, and they're each titty bars. And all the chicks in there are either pregnant, super old, or toothless, or any combination of the 3. So that's a West Virginia titty bar for you. So
no kidding, man. Oof. Back to the party. I was one of the oldest people there. It's like it was insane because I've got I got 2 technicians. There's 2 technicians. One's 29. The other's in his mid 20s, and then there's our office lady who's 22. She brought a few of her friends with it, which was perfectly fine because we had plenty of we had plenty of chairs, more than enough food. In fact, I ate leftovers of it tonight, and but it was like I haven't had that many 20-something young ladies in my house since my daughter was around, and
right,
it's like they're wearing their their colognes and perfumes and stuff like that. I was like, I just told Ellen, I said, "Easy there, easy boy, easy." Who's hound? Anyway, I looked at Ellen and I said, this is probably what Air Force One smelled like when Clinton was president.
Oh my God! No, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but kudos to the ladies to keeping the BO down while we're during the heat. Kudos to everybody. Yeah, it was a great time. But you know what? That's one of the things that we struggle with, and it's not just trying to keep fresh during our swamp ass season, but also trying to stay dry. Good Lord. I mean, by the time you walk from your vehicle to the customer's house to knock on the door and say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so here with so-and-so pest control. I'm here to do your outside only. Don't you fucking dare ask me to come in." Get it done. But by the time you get from your door to their door, I mean, you're just drenched. You're drenched. Right. What do you do? I always keep that paper towel in my back pocket. But sometimes, especially last week, by the time I get up there before I ring the doorbell, do the dab. Just try to stay fresh and dry looking. But fuck, I was ringing that damn thing out. I was like, oh shit, man, this is not going to goddamn work. And then so what do? You like do this shit, you know? You're like, yeah. And then you got this dark ring here. Yeah, exactly. Rinse and repeat for about anywhere between 6 to 10 times that day. And you get home, the drive home, you got the air conditioner blasting, all is well. You go to that, you get home, you go to your bedroom, you go to take your shirt off, and what do you find on your shirt? You're dry, except right down here underneath your belt where your shirt's tucked in, it's still sopping the fuck wet, and it's just disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, and you got that fan in the bedroom. Yeah, what are you doing? You're like spread eagle, man.
Hanging out the doodads just to get them to cool off. I'll tell you.
Exactly. Yeah, and I know there's some of you guys out there that hop right in the shower when you get home. I'm not that guy.
No, I can't do that. I can't
first
do that.
order of business, I gotta pee. So I'm there, and then second, I'm ripping off all these sopping wet clothes and doing the doing the blood eagle in front of the fan.
Well, I'll tell you, this is almost a you can suck it, but it's not because we have a beauty coming up at the end of the show. But when I worked for Eastern Pest Control, they also, beside pest control, they did gutter cleaning and deck power washing and staining, which the fuck has that got to do with pest? And they sent me out to a goddamn deck power washing and staining. So I had to go there one day, power wash it, get all the crud off of it, then go the next day and stain it. So it's hotter than fuck. I mean, it's about 100 out. I have one of those half-gallon Igloo jugs, the kind that has a little valve you pop out, you can drink right out of it. I have one of those. And I kept refilling it from the garden hose because I was going through it. But it was so fucking hot. And the glass from the house, the sun was just like reflecting it onto me. And it was just like being beaten down by the sun itself. I stopped sweating about 2/3 of the way through the job. And I'm the kind of guy that can break a sweat reading a good book because I'm a hot box as it is. And if I concentrate, I'll start sweating. But I actually stopped sweating. And I was like, oh, man, that can't be good. Yeah. And I drank more water thinking I poured some on my head. Okay, got to get hydrated. By the time I got back home, first of all, the sweat had dried and I had a line of salt below my waist.
Yep.
And I was slurring my words to the point that people couldn't understand me. And
that's not good, man.
They put me in a tepid bathtub, and I just had to sit there and soak for a while and drink a little water with just a little bit of salt in it, not this Gatorade shit. Yeah, that's sugar. That's just
dessert.
As bad as it is. But a little bit of table salt in a glass of water, tepid glass of water, and drink that. Just to try to, and I finally started to come around. But man, I couldn't even get the words out of it. Just
This heat's dangerous as fuck, man. Yeah,
it is
absolutely. Yeah, I've run into more than a few technicians in my day that have come in, and I'm just like, dude, you're not leaving the office yet. Sit your ass down, throw a bottle of water at him. We had one guy, do that when I was working at the Scarlet Letter. Schultz, he came over, shoved a bottle of water in his hand and said, I'm not asking. Get that into you. And, finally got him down, gave him part of a granola bar. That was the only salt we had around. The rest of it was on our office margaritas, so he wasn't getting any of that. And so he came around, good enough that we felt safe to go ahead and get him going home. And but yeah, man, this shit's nothing to fuck with. And
it's not.
You got to take care of yourself. And if you're, if you go into your office and there is not at least a case of bottled water for you to take with you on your route. Or not, till you grab a couple bottles, whatever.
Yeah.
Raise some holy hell, man, because it becomes a safety issue. So definitely, make sure your managers are taking care of you, so you can take care of them, so they can give you pizza parties and shit.
Well, when I was branch manager for the couple Donnie and Marie Pest Controls, we had really hot times. I got one of those, almost like those vault coolers, so you can almost stuff a body in it. And I went to the Home Depot and got like 4 or 5 of those flats of bottled water, like 40 bottles each, on the company card. I didn't ask permission. I just did it. And I got like like 8 bags of ice and just loaded that whole vault cooler full of bottles of water. I'm like, guys, take several with you. If you're working anywhere near the shop, come back, get some more. And I would go out and run it to them on really hot days. Just you got to stay hydrated. That is
right. Yeah.
important.
I was trying to make sure, when I was at the Scarlet Letter, I never got reimbursed for water. And I didn't give a fuck either,
Right.
When I'd ask, I talked to the region manager about it or the operations manager who I like to call CP anymore, corporate peen. And, it's like, he pointed over to the faucet. He's like, whatever.
Fucking faucet.
Whatever.
That motherfucker.
So, yeah. And that water tasted like liquid ass too. Anyway, it was like, God knows, I think they piped it directly from Flint, Michigan.
But when it's hot enough outside, you fucking drink that shit, man.
Hell yeah. Hose water. Oh my God.
Oh hell yeah.
I got so many micro rubber particles flowing through my veins from all the years I have partook of the life-giving elixir that comes from the 200-degree garden hose that's been laying out in the sun. And but you'll get to that point where you just don't give a fuck. And something else that comes in handy to dry off is those central air conditioner compressor units that are outside.
Oh yeah,
that fan blowing. That air's hot as fuck, but you don't care. You're just
but it's moving.
You just want to get your pits dry and fluffy again, so you can get on. Because there's nothing more. When you're walking around, you got your arms moving this way, and the inside of your arms rubbing slick against your other. God. And don't get me started on the thighs.
Your butt cheeks are going.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And I feel especially sorry for the ladies. Ladies, we love you, and I'm sorry, we love it when your thighs rub together. But god damn, man, in the summertime, you ladies must be going through some sheer hell, and so we understand.
Ladies, tell me if I'm wrong. It's called humidities.
Humidities. Ooh, yeah. How many of you guys out there has been handed boob sweat cash for your services? Right?
Oh God! some of that sweaty titty money.
Jack. Not even the nice ones are worth it, man. That's like
no.
Oh man, you've been under the Golden Palace of the Himalayas, but no, I don't want none of this.
Is that cheese? Is that the cheese mustache on George Washington's face? Is that what that is?
That's right.
From under cheese mustache.
Yeah, that's why Abe wears a beard, because he wanted that flavor saver. Yeah,
it's his womb broom.
That's right. He knew Mary's Todd was pretty savory.
Well, I'll tell you talk about super, super hot, man. Dave Lyon sent us a story, and check this shit out. This is amazing. He goes, so I got asked to spray for ants in 47 degrees Celsius, which is 117 degree heat. I was literally watching it steam up before it hit the ground. Told the client this is crazy and not going to be effective, and then called the boss to say the same. He told me it's not that hot and to just finish. Motherfucker.
Right?
That motherfucker was me, not Dave.
Yeah.
I said I will if he gets his ass out of that air-conditioned office and helps me. He said, I ended up sitting in the client's cool room for a while, then I went home. Damn right, Dave. Fucking 117 degrees.
Hell to the
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. And then you got those one customers that you go in, they want inside service, and you go in, it ain't any cooler inside. So, air conditioning is bliss. I tend to get a little bit, I love air conditioning. Don't get me wrong. I would work with one strapped onto my back, but the going in and out and in and out and in and out repeatedly during the course of a day, it wears you down.
Oh yeah. Dude, I did a cold storage logistics place here in the Valley, and they have a IQF room that's like 32 below zero. It's super cold in that fucking thing. And you do the loading dock is at 32 degrees. So it's right at freezing, whatever. And it's cold when you first get in there. I mean, it was like 100 degrees outside. I go in there, it's 32 degrees. I'm like, oh, it actually feels kind of good. So I was doing the service, checking the tin cats by the truck doors. I had to go through the IQF room to get to the back of the warehouse, which was their warm room for where they store their documents and stuff. And they had some doors to this rail pit and everything I had to go check. But you walk through that room and your nostrils freeze shut when you're going from one end to the other. But then you walk back outside and you're going from like 30 something below to 100 above. That's like 132 degree difference. I'm surprised I didn't have a fucking heart attack when I got outside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could throw you into some shock, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, I got to give some props where props are due. Well, first off, I got to figure out what the hell's going on with my screen here. But I really want to. I really want to give some props out to somebody. They figured out how to get it done. So Chris Holmes, I read what you put on the depot, and it was so awesome. I didn't get permission, so I'm going to tell it anyway. So he was venting on the depot. He goes, between the heat and bitchy customers, I'm ready to quit. As a woman customer comes out mad, I pay a lot of money, and I still have fire ants and flies in my house. I told her it just rained. The ants are active. You have a lot of dog shit in your yard and you leave the back door open. She went back inside mad. And she came back out when I was finishing up with a bitchy attitude and asking, why are you in my pool? Why are you naked? Who said you could have one of my beers? the nerve of the customers.
Well, it's a legitimate question. I mean,
it is. Yeah, it's like, why are you in bed with my daughter? Yeah.
Was it? I love being able to kiss you at night before you go to sleep. The fact that you ask me why the fuck am I in your house is completely irrelevant.
That's right. You got that shit right, man. Oh, damn.
That's a good one though. Hell, I'd love to get to put. Man, I've seen so many pools. You're doing a service. You go, oh man, just give me 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
just want to jump in. That's all I want to do. Yeah,
that's right. Please. Yeah, my wife, my beautiful bride is going to be dog sitting over the 4th of July holiday for a client. My sister-in-law is that she does that full-time dog sits. Well, being a holiday, her workload is so big that she needs some help. So Ellen, my beautiful bride, will pitch in on this one particular client, which is closer to our house than it is to my sister-in-law Jenny's house. So Ellen goes and picks up the slack. God love her. And really nice house and everything. And I asked Ellen, I said, do they have a pool? And she goes, no. I said, okay, I'll see you on July 6th then.
If it did, you'd be hanging out at the pool the whole time.
Hell yeah, I would totally be poolside. It's like, let's do a slow introduction with our dog Max to the rest of their dogs.
Just
man.
Throw them in the pool, let them sort it out.
Mm-hmm. Got another story here from an anonymous cheese bag. And he goes, it takes place in South Georgia in August. My father, who wasn't yet a service manager at the company we worked for at the time, felt a massive amount of gas starting to harden up and working its way towards his downstairs mixer.
Oh,
well, I have personal experience with that. Well, it's a Friday afternoon in August, 105 with the humidity 115, and we use advanced termite stations and ticks, and to carry those around, we always used an old contract bucket that he had drilled holes in to let rainwater flow through. Though he wasn't always full of water. Well, it was an emergency, and his customer wasn't going to be home, and he had to wait on his last stop to show up. Well, Mother Nature took over, and he ended up using the contract bucket as this makeshift porta-john and done his business in the woods at his stop because he was in BFE with nowhere to go. Oof. He put that bucket in another bucket of contract, and he used as he used up at his house, and with it being the weekend, forgot about it. Mind you, it is 100 plus in South Georgia.
Oh,
well, it gets better, Jack. Well, it also happened to have rained that weekend, and still not paying it no mind or even having it in his things to do. Monday morning dreadfully turns up, and my dad takes both of those death traps out to his truck and places it next to the dumpster because it was full and couldn't take any more trash. The QA manager starts talking about needing some old contract buckets for something I was barely paying attention. And he said, there's a few next to the dumpster. And my dad's face turns into the face only the Grinch and Pennywise would be proud of. The QA manager works his way over, takes the 2 buckets with closed lids, not thinking anything, and throws them in the back of his truck. Goes to grab the last 2, my dad's, and smells something that can only be described as deathly. And in a hurry, throws it too, and shit goes flying from the bucket all over his brand new Dodge truck and himself.
Oh, man. That had to have smelled like stink bait. You ever use stink bait for catfish?
Oh, hell yeah. Luckily, nobody saw who placed the buckets there, and my dad got promoted to service brand manager at the next branch meeting. Lesson learned, 100 degree plus and shitty rainwater are not a great combo.
Oh,
Also,
wow.
Yeah. He goes, also, my father now owns his own company, so it may be best to keep this anonymous.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Bravo. Story of the month.
Bucket full of stink bait.
This has been Tales from the Crawl Space. Story of the month.
we gotta get you doing that and put an echo to it. Well, I tell you, I got you had that's the story of the month, but our friend Russell Goswiller decided to give me a tome of information for everybody and have a little something special for Russell and Russell's lovely lady at the end.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, all right. So the story goes, 2 summers ago, one of my techs passed out from the heat. How did I find out? The customer called in demanding to know when her service would be completed. She left him on the fucking lawn. Didn't call 911, called us, then left a bad review because we didn't immediately finish the service. Thank the All-Father she's no longer a customer due to her behavior during that medical emergency, and thank Grimnir that the tech is okay and healthy. Fucking just left his ass on the lawn.
Fucking wow.
Wait, my service getting done. Motherfucker, the dude's dying in your fucking front yard.
We can get you on the schedule to get your service done. See you next Tuesday.
That's right. I can put you on a schedule for you to go fuck yourself. How's that? Well, and some tips from Mr. Russell Goswiller, the man working in Texas, so y'all pay attention. He knows what the fuck he's talking about.
This guy knows sweaty balls or sweaty ball.
Carry an extra gallon jug of water in your back seat as an emergency supply. Carry a spare uniform or 2. Carry a light sweater for going inside homes. And listen, it makes sense. Going from extreme heat to extreme cold and back to extreme heat can be a recipe for pneumonia. I always don a light sweater before stepping inside so my body doesn't go through a shock. Never drink ice cold water when your body temp is super hot. If you're overheating, roll up your pant legs and remove your boots and socks to cool off faster. And damn, that does work, man. You get them boots off and let your feet air out. Oh, it works wonderful. Check in with a friend or manager throughout the day so they know if something's wrong. If you don't check in, or at least they will reach out to you to make sure you're okay. Take breaks, drink water, and for the love of all the old gods, do not chug Gatorade if you're dehydrated or overheated. Gatorade's the worst fucking thing you can be drinking if you're overheated.
Man, everybody's got a big axe to grind on Gatorade. I drink Gatorade. You know why? I enjoy the flavor.
Well, yeah, but if I'm like suffering in the heat, adding that sugar, because first of all, the Gatorade Zero is just fucking disgusting.
Oh, but, yeah, that stuff's nasty.
But the real Gatorade, that sugar is horrible for you in the fucking heat. So stay away from sodas, stay away from sweet tea, stay away from caffeine if you can. I know some people can't. I can't most of the time, but stay away from caffeine if you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to drink Gatorade, they got the little bottles. That's how to do it. You can't ace yourself on a little bottle of that stuff.
Right. Right.
I mean, just like I said, drinking for somebody put on the depot, Gatorade is dessert. And it's absolutely true. But you know what else? I'm sorry, but Liquid IV is nothing but fucking salty old baseball player piss straight through a tube sock. That stuff is disgusting. And you know what? I would rather just take a pack of salt from McDonald's and put it in a bottle of water and drink that before I fucking put a drop of that Liquid IV shit on my tongue.
Well, I tell you,
I found liver tongue, by the way.
I found this stuff called Stur, S-T-U-R, and it's all natural. It's water flavoring. It's not like Mio. It's all natural. For the strawberry watermelon, the red that they use is beet juice for the red. So it's natural, no sugar. I think it's got some stevia. You can't tell it's stevia. And I don't add a whole bunch to my water, but it keeps water from being so fucking boring.
Yeah.
And
I get you.
a little flavor might, especially when you're like, just a little flavor might help you out some.
Yeah.
I got one from Russell.
Avoid coffee.
God,
After
yes.
get your cup in to get caffeinated in the morning.
Right.
But cut yourself off probably about 9 a.m. or whatever. And if you are needing that little caffeine boost, I do recommend Grinds coffee pouches. Grinds coffee pouches are great. They're actually they're like a little Skull Bandit, snooze thing.
Yeah.
And same principle, cheek and gum. It's actually made of chicory, which is the ground up root of the endive plant. And it's caffeinated, and you're not going to get all that other shit that can cause dehydration because coffee will dehydrate you.
It will. It's a diuretic too. Yeah.
Excuse me. It is a diuretic. And if you're needing your caffeine fix, you want that flavor of coffee in your mouth after 9 a.m. for whatever reason, Grinds coffee pouches. They come in a variety of flavors, and this is not an advertisement. I just know what I like. And they've got a New Orleans style that's just like 2 times the caffeine. And
nice.
So I'll pop one of them some bitches in, and I'm good to go. I'll cut myself off coffee at about 9 o'clock, and then if about 11:30 hits, and I'm needing a little
bump.
boost, and I haven't been able to get a hold of my plug, then I will. I'll grab one of those Grinds coffee pouches, and it gets me going again. And
nice.
If you are going to drink a cool drink, I usually keep like an ice cold drink around, like a bottle of water or something like that, just as a little refresher for the mouth and maybe just that nice little cool feeling you get, because you don't want to power down an ice cold drink when it's that hot.
Cramps.
Nor do you want to have one that's been sitting in your seat for 4 or 5 days either. Find yourself a happy medium. Put something a little bit farther away from the ice in your cooler, whatever. But for that cold drink, if you want to keep it cold all day long, Jack and I can only recommend one thing.
Oh, yes.
That is the Tony Spangler tumbler from SpanglerArt.com.
Yes, sir.
This thing, in under normal conditions, I have had ice last in this thing for over 18 hours.
Damn.
But that's, I'm talking about normal situations. Okay. You might be able to get through a decent shift with a full thing of ice in this sucker and still have some, but again, your results may vary depending on, where you live, but it does, it really keeps things nice and cold, for a long time. Get yourself a little water, a little bit of, whatever, your whatever concoction you like to have, during your shift, and keep it in your truck. It's great. And I do recommend, he does have some awesome graphics on here. Of course, we have our beloved PCHD. Mm-hmm. We have the Smith brothers on either side, so if you ever get a craving for cough drops, and ours is, and then of course there's the lovely and vivacious Paula, which, she's all the way over the other side of the desk and I can't reach for her right now. Y'all know who she is.
Oh,
First lady of Pest Control Humor Depot.
Yep. Yep.
So
love me some Paula. She's awesome.
And for those of you that matters, you've got the nice
rubber bottom.
That's right. And nothing is better than that cold hit of ice cold beverage from your Tony Spangler tumbler when it's being sucked through the surgical stainless steel urethral sounding rod. They come in both straight and curved.
Savory.
Oh, yes. It's savory. It is ice cold. And I don't know, there's just something about it that can't be beat. So why don't you check out SpanglerArt.com. They've got a wide variety of already designed designs, but you know what? If you can think it, Tony can make it. So if you've got a really bizarre or outlandish idea, he could probably throw it on one of these wonderful tumblers. So
hell yeah.
SpanglerArt.com is the place. Tony Spangler is the man. Leanne Spangler is the man's woman, and rubber is the bottom.
That's right. Well, Russell wanted to let everybody know, a message to everyone, please take care of your health because no one else will.
That's right.
But let me change directions for just a second, Mr. Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Russell's got a lovely wife named Amanda. And she apparently gets a little moist when she hears my voice on the podcast. So,
like Mike Douglas.
Amanda Goswiller, I heard you like my voice better. So Russell wanted me to tell you that he loves when you you are the moon to his stars and the sun to his summer, always and forever. And he would also like it if you were to stroke his undercarriage while listening to Brad's dulcet tones and looking at his lovely visage. Thank you, Amanda. Love your man.
Mm. Baby, can you dig your man? Yeah, that is one righteous dude right there. I'm telling you. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I hope this helps. I hope this helps to get a little bit more action this weekend, Mudflap.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Don't bow wow. Oh. I'm sitting here. I have a fan going, and I am cool as a cucumber right now, and it is really awesome. But you guys got some other shit on here. We've got one last week brought record temperatures to the Pittsburgh region, but that doesn't stop the pest control show. So there I was in a 3-story walk-up apartment building complex on Thursday afternoon. Temps in the high 90s. Humidity was tropical, and the heat index was at what the fuck and rising.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't too concerned, though, because each apartment is equipped with window air conditioning units, and I could hear them all roaring from the parking lot. This complex is a pretty well-maintained neighborhood, middle income. I was dealing with nothing like the poor bastards working in the low-income projects that day, because that's a whole different kind of heat. Yeah, that heat usually comes with aromas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oof. I had only one stop in that building, a tenant thinking they saw a roach or something turned out to be a beetle. Now, when I was greeted at the door by some young guy speaking broken English, and I didn't think much about it, and even when I walked into the place and it was even hotter than it was outside, I still didn't think much about it. After all, there was a good chance that this guy and his mother, who was sitting on the couch babbling on while her son translated, were most likely people of the desert. With sweat dripping off of me, I did my inspection, and a little piece of my baseboard soaking. Baseboard motherfucker. Explaining to the guy that he really didn't have an issue. I was thanked in several languages as I was heading to the door and back to the sanctuary of my truck. Just as I was reaching for the doorknob, the mother on the couch explodes in a flurry of words that I didn't stand a chance of understanding. That stopped me. Sir, I would like to ask you, do you know anything about air conditioner? Fuck. Ours does not work. It was then I noticed that the window unit was indeed on and running full blast. I also noticed that the temp in the fan was set to high. I guess this guy never had AC before, so I waved him over for a quick lesson. I began pushing the little down arrow under the temp label. He could feel the blowing air immediately begin to cool. After another exchange with his mother and some laughter between the two, he tells me that he thought that by pushing the up temperature button, it would make the air conditioner more powerful. Obviously, he didn't understand written English too well. So, they are rejoicing me. I'm not waiting around for the cool down, so I go to make my exit. Then he said weird. My mother thanks you and asks you if you would like some chocolate milk. Caught me off guard. No, thank you. I'm good.
Hard pass.
Out there doing God's work, I tell you. Oh, milk. Okay. Milk is always a bad choice in this time of in this weather.
Yeah, that just curdles in you.
Oh yeah, it does, man. It just rips you to shreds. I wouldn't even do it in the morning. I mean, during regular milk drinking times. But oh my God, I mean, if you got to have your milk, I don't know what to tell you. Dude,
have you had like the apartment complexes where like the top floor is just holding all this heat in? So when you get up the steps and you get to right where the level of the top floor is, it's like someone shoving you into the rectum of an overheated elephant. It's like, you just feel the heat level as you're going up the steps. Oh, it's horrible.
It's like you're walking straight into Lucifer's bowels. And it is, because it is, man. You get like halfway up that step, and it's just like this bubble, right? You think between the first riser of the step and the ninth riser of the step, there should be a thunderstorm going on there. Because it's like the cold in the front thing, just everybody swooping down. But man, it's incredible. I have seen that phenomenon multiple times. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, when you go downstairs into the basement, especially in the really old buildings, okay, you go down, you get down to that part where the doorway's at, and you just get this cool rush of coming down. And then you get down there and you're just like thinking you're in some sort of musty smelling, mildew encrusted paradise, right? Because you're cool, right? and you're getting down there. But you're down there 30 seconds and all of a sudden you start feeling it. Little beads of sweat coming because it's just so fucking humid down there. And you're no better off than when you get out there. And then when you have to go back up the steps to do the rest of your service, that sweat is already there. And then it just like automatically just right there, the heat just gets right to it, and you're just fucking next thing you know, you got the scalding hot sweat on you that you develop down in the basement. And let's face it, Jack, we just can't fucking win this time of year.
No,
spring and fall are great pest control times, but my God, the summer. If it wasn't for the fucking money that we make in the summertime, because goddamn, we make some good money in the summertime. It wouldn't be worth it. At least not for me.
You said the word, so I'm obligated to say do 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 do. You said it, so I had to. My brain went do that. So that's what I had to do.
Man. I would have been upset if you didn't do it.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite cheese bags, Mr. Rick Wilhide, said, "For summer, I got 2 musts for me. I don't know if you have this covered." And this is kind of a shout out to your poons, just so you know, your poons. Yes, right. That word sounds so dirty, but it's not, and I love it. I love saying poons.
Oh, my wife coined the phrase, and oh my God, when she says it,
Well, I'm not going to say anything except for the. I bet she's like. But yes, I'm sure you'll have this covered. But I have to powder my undercarriage each morning. An undercarriage, that's a southern word. Undercarriage.
That's right.
Each morning, and I keep a cold can of anything in my cooler. It makes great cold compress to roll on your neck over the vein and the jugular. Mm-hmm. It cools you down extremely fast for the blood going to your brain.
There you go. Amen. Nothing like a good neck wrap. Something in the cooler. It's like I have taken bottles of water and wrapped them around I've got a long sleeve T-shirt type thing that I wear. I don't wear coveralls when I go into CrossFit. So I have a pair of bib overalls, so I just look like a big hill jack. When I go in there, it's like and then at night at 2 a.m, I will go out wearing my overalls with no shirt on, with a shovel and a Coleman lantern, and just start digging holes in my backyard. Keeps the neighbors away.
Nipples on either side of the bib part.
That's nipples. Right. Just hanging out like that. It's like, what's the matter over there? Go back to bed. Nothing you need to see here. Fucking neighbor. Anyway,
God damn it.
I digress.
God damn it.
But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I will take that T-shirt. A cold bottle of water out of my cooler. One of the ice packs out of the cooler that I keep my apprehend in, or my N2Care mosquito shit, and just wrap that fucker up, and I'll just sit there and drive like this. I have that on there. Oh, switch sides. And sometimes I'll just wrap it around. And there's the blood vessels right through here. Sorry. Turkey neck. And the blood vessels right there, that will send that cool through your core and into your body. And it's awesome. You can do the same thing on your wrists, your ankles, and your undercarriage.
I tell you, those cooling towels that you can get that you just get them wet, and then you shake them around and put them around your neck, they actually work really, really well. Because when JT and I went to the Leonard Skinner ZZ Top concert last year, it was hotter than fuck. But we had the cooling towels. You get it wet once, like get it wet in the garden hose, and even when it heats up, you take it off and you just kind of spin it around and then put it back on your neck, and the evaporative process gets it nice and cool. They actually work really well.
Yeah. I find those mildly annoying because they're wet. They get them on there. I'm more of a dry kind of cool to get that on there because I feel like it's absorbing the sweat as well as cooling me off.
But if you're sweating, you're already wet though.
But I want to get dry. That's the thing.
Want to be moist.
I don't want to be. I don't. There's some places it's really good to be moist, but sometimes it's not. The neck is not one of them. Especially when you're like when you're like me. You see all this loose skin right here. You know, when you see when I bend like that, I get this little thing that goes down there. When those two things rub together, it's not good. It is not good. You know, but oh man, it's fun.
You look like an Ethiopian choking on a piece of rice.
I was gonna say, I look like one of them frilled lizards in Australia looking to mate. It's like,
ow! It's like, I hide mine. I hide mine behind the mystic beard. The mystic beard.
Mystery and wonderment. But
that's right.
God, yeah. I mean, that's one thing. Neck skin when it's hot, fuck that noise. That's why I like the dry, cold thing. So I can absorb some of that stuff in the folds and everything. You old fuckers out there know what I'm talking about.
And the crevices.
Don't act like you don't either. So
all up in the crevices.
All up in my cracks and my crevices. So, oh my God. So, okay, a little while ago, earlier this week, I bought on the depot and I just said, man, it's fucking hot right now. And, I posed the question, how hot is it? And some of y'all answered some. So we got one. It's so hot, Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons have both started telemarketing.
Awesome.
Yeah, shit. Let's see. It's so hot I saw a funeral procession pull into a Dairy Queen.
But there's always time for Dairy Queen, man. Come on.
Oh, there is. The great taste of DQ soft serve now with 50% fewer legs. Man. We got last week, according to Jonathan, last week was hotter than two rats fucking in a wool sock.
That's a hell of a visual.
Hell yeah. And Mario Felipe goes, it's so hot out here that no wait. Yeah. For those of you that know, Mario is in Brazil and it's fucking winter in Brazil right now.
Right.
Yeah, my God. And then Isitator goes, almost as hot as my OnlyFans. Give me a follow at Taint Casserole. Oh God, yeah. So if you got so if anybody is into sweaty hair and gnarled feet, yeah, check out Isitator's OnlyFans. You will not be disappointed.
Nothing quite like a Taint Casserole.
Yeah, isn't it though? Especially
extra
this time of
cheesy.
year. Yeah,
extra cheesy.
If you're into fermented hot dishes, then yeah, this is the place to go. Is Isitator's OnlyFans? It's so hot that I have to carry around a spatula to pry my balls off my leg.
Oh, I hate that, man. When you get the cheap boxer briefs and things kind of slip down on the side, and your penis is stuck to your leg. Your penis is like stuck to the inside of your thigh, and you're walking, and it's kind of they don't want to come loose. So you got to do that little squat dance where you kick your leg up, kind of like Elaine on Seinfeld. She's like kicking her leg out when she's dancing. You got to like jerk it around just to get it unstuck. Your penis.
Yeah, your new penis. Damn. God. It was so hot and dry outside last week, I rolled my ankle on a fresh dog turd.
Oh. Yeah. Remember back in the day when dog turds used to be white?
Yes, I do.
Why aren't they white anymore?
I have no idea. I have posed that question so many times, and the only thing I can think of is that they were putting it was the bone meal that was in all the shit.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of. I don't think they're putting more. I don't think they're putting as much bone meal into dog foods now. Everything's high protein and all this other horse shit.
Horse meat.
Yeah, horse meat. That's right. And they turn more black now, and they used to be crumbly too. So you wouldn't roll your ankle on a dry one.
They'd just blow away. They'd poof and blow away. Yeah.
It's like they went off in the air and then landed somewhere and formed new dog food. And
it's like a Thanos snap.
Yes. And then migrant workers would come and pick the dog food up and put it back in the bag, and the circle of life continues.
Oh, Chibenya! I got a couple responses on TikTok real quick. I got at the Lennon song says, I work for Terminex and go in crawl spaces and attics constantly, as well as outside homes. And the best thing I found is ice vests. You can freeze them and put extra ice packs in the slots. Man, I guess if you're working in a super hot place, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, my favorite guy at the Windy City, Kevin Wilhite, modeled one of those earlier this week.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
very interesting. Hope they come in a 5X. I may be a buyer.
Kevin, do those pockets also hold Kevlar for when you do Caprini Green? Because you might need it.
That's right. Ain't no shit. Oh no, they love the bug man up in the projects.
Oh, who doesn't love Kevin Wilhite though?
Even Kevin Wilhite. I don't care who it is. You know, they would even love Ole Ivy. When you're going in there and you're killing bugs, they're like, yeah, this is the man right here. You know, you do get the the ones that are just clearly insane and don't want nobody up in their apartments. We understand that, you know, but the one thing that kills me when you got the maintenance guy that's forcing his way into their apartment, they're like screaming bloody murder. I was like, dude, I'm not fucking going in there. Are you out of your fucking skull?
Well, the question I want to know is, has Ole Ivy gotten his own business yet?
You know, I think it's still in the works. You know, he's.
Come on.
The dude's got the fire in the belly. I will say
he
that.
Does.
Yeah,
he does.
You know, so I mean, you know, on behalf of everybody here at Tales from the Crawl Space podcast, we really hope it happens for the man soon.
That's right, Ole. You need to work for yourself. You really should.
You know, you got to be your own.
You've got the
working
moxie
for the man and be the man.
But remember what was Ric Flair said: to be the man, you got to beat the man.
You got to beat the man. Woo!
Oh, at Purposely Stupid said, work in the oil fields on equipment. I survive it by softly looking at my paychecks. So he wasn't a pest control guy, but he found us on TikTok and decided to respond. So that's awesome. Thank you, at Purposely Stupid.
I actually got to look at a paycheck today. I mean, an actual paycheck. Yes. William the Merciful is, has turned into William the Frugal, and is looking to try to save a few bucks, which I totally get, you know.
Sure.
And so, you know, he has switched accountants, this accountant is now responsible for our payroll. And, you know, normally, you know, for the past, 5,000 years, I've been getting direct deposit. This time, you know, since it just changed over just a couple days ago,
right,
hadn't had a chance to get everything processed. So I have an actual paper check, a paycheck. I haven't held one of these since like 1990, whatever the fuck.
You go frame it?
Am I going to frame it? Yeah. I still have my first paycheck stub from Terminix back in 1992.
Oh.
So it may go on because this might be my last paper check, you know. And if Bill hears me talking about this, it may be my last check period. So
no, that's Bill the Merciful.
No, but I felt like such a I don't know, you know, I felt like a pioneer, you know, frontiersman. You know, I had an actual paycheck. You know, it's like, you know, next thing you know, if our trucks break down, he says, just go over the livery, grab a horse, and run your route.
But was that check delivered by Pony Express?
It was delivered by William Express. He ran over to the county and picked him up first thing in the morning.
Nabbit.
Yeah. So I'm actually hoping to get back on the direct deposit bandwagon again next week because I've forgotten. I was like, well, shit, I did this all the fucking time for 10, 15 years before I started getting doing direct deposit. It's like, think of the time I saved not having to go to the bank.
Fridays I didn't go home first. I went to the drive-through Fridays and work, bank, then home.
Yeah. I wonder if the Dum Dum Lollipop Company would still be in business if there was actually no physical banks around anymore. Because every time you fucking go, there's like these bowls of Dum Dum suckers in there. I think, I always thought it was like, they give it to kind of help you pass the time while you're waiting forever for somebody to fucking, for the three people ahead of you, they're that person at the counter, the teller's trying to help this fucker balance his checkbook that hadn't been balanced for 5 years, and you're still waiting. I just want my check cashed. And it's like going to the gas station to buy a pack of smokes or a bag of Cheetos or something, and it's not a gas station anymore. It's a goddamn casino because everybody's fucking buying lottery tickets.
I gotta say that the root beer flavored Dum Dums are pretty good.
I like the root beer flavor. I like the one with the question marks because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
those are like end runs from the day. It's like they just throw all the flavors in a vat. It's like, let's throw it on a stick. These fuckers will eat it.
It's the leavings. It's the leavings from production.
There you go. The floor sweepings. Jesus.
Well, things have finally cooled down for people. That's a good damn thing. But
for now,
we got a whole nother ass burning summer come up. So
we got to be vigilant. This is only just getting started, folks. And the only thing I can tell you, is keep your cool. Not just your cool, but your cool.
Right.
It's really easy to get make sure you can delineate between having a bad day and a bad attitude. Everybody has a bad day, especially when it's hot. Nobody wants to be out in that shit, except for the real freaks who. I love this time of year. I love the heat. Fuck that.
Fuck
it's
that
definitely
shit.
not
Nobody
fat
likes
guy
it.
weather. Yeah, but it's easy to get a little bit on edge and stuff, especially when you're driving. And talking to an unruly customer. It seems to be more of a challenge to maintain that calm, courteous, cordial, professional image that we all know and love of ourselves.
Right.
And so the best thing to do is just keep it in the back of mind. Just tell yourself it's just the heat. It's just the heat. 6 months from now, I'm going to be bitching because it's too fucking cold. It's just the heat. And, just get through that interaction as best you can. And just kind of keep it on the rails, guys.
I have to say, I've never bitched about. I am a cold weather. I'm a cold weather person. Dyed in the wool, cold weather person. I've never bitched about the cold.
It is so much easier for a fat guy to warm up than it is to cool off. It is. I really, but I'm telling you, man, the fucking hot weather, it's just started. So, we got a little bit of ways to go. We're in the throes of season. Don't forget, it's like the guy at the oil field said, look softly at your paycheck.
Hot time, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. It's coming because July is coming quickly, and July and August, that's the dog days.
Those are, yeah.
So
not my dog. My dog be like,
Max, I ain't fucking going outside.
I ain't fucking like that shit. Yeah.
I love that dog. He's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, this hot weather can suck it, Jack.
It's like, speaking of you can suck it, I understand that there is an epic and well-deserved you can suck it story.
And now it's time for the You Can Suck It story of the day.
There is, Jack. Today marks the anniversary of my dismissal from Economics Labrador Retriever.
Mm-hmm.
The year was 2012. It was not a good year. As a district associate district manager, I had the odious task of getting rid of somebody that was falsifying records. And in her revenge, she reported me to the Office of the Indiana State Chemist, saying that I directed the specialists, Economics Labrador Retriever word, to use Termidor indoors, which was more bullshit than I know what to do with.
Phantom Plus.
Phantom Plus. Yes, the Office of the State Chemist launched an investigation, and a big one. And they swabbed about 150 places, and like 80 some of them came back hot. It was accounts that several people had serviced. I was one of them, as I was a working associate district manager for Economics Labrador Retriever, which means I didn't sit on my ass in a fucking office like the region managers do. Right. And the district managers, I might add. So it came back on me. And other people threw me under the bus. It all started because I fired Lisa Farrer for falsifying records. She tried to throw me under the bus. And the particular corporation that we were referring to, being the spineless fucktards that they are, they let me go. They let my boss go. They let a couple other people go. She thought she had her revenge, but we all know that didn't happen because I'm still here. Mm-hmm. I'm still here, and I'm doing what I like to do. I love this business. For a while, I thought I wasn't going to be in it anymore. But after I did my time of I had my license revoked. I had basically had to find out and basically start all over again. And so here I am now. I'm about 6-7 years away from retirement, still doing what I love to do. And and I'm now at a company that I really love working for. So, you didn't get what you wanted, Lisa. You cunt. You didn't get it. You fucking gutter snipe, whore bag, sleaze, fuck, shit, fuck it. Lisa, I want to say you can suck it, but I don't want you anywhere near it.
Go to the funeral home. I'm sure there's a couple laying around you can suck on. But I'll tell you what,
go.
I hope someone bends you over a cactus and takes that bus you've been throwing people under and drives it straight up your hiney hole.
Mm-hmm. I hope that you had the exact life that you were hoping I was going to have after what you did, because you deserve it.
I hope all your shits consist of rock candy and tear you a new one every time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I hope your cat died, and I hope it died under your bed, and I hope you figured it was just because maybe you should wash up a little bit.
I hope every time you urinate, it's vomit, chunky vomit out of your urethra. That's what I want for you. Burning, bile-laden, chunky vomit out of your urethra. That's what you said.
I hope I land an account at a women's correctional facility, and I'm doing the middle in the service, and I go into the solitary unit to treat the hallways and the common areas, and I look in one of the tiny windows and find your fucking ass in one of those cells.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of landing, I hope a very large, sweaty Wisconsin guy fresh off a smorgasbord lands his balls right on your mouth. That's what I hope.
I hope I walk past a bonfire and catch faint whiffs of you.
That's kind of hard to top there, my friend. I just, goddamn.
Yeah. I think we're good. So yeah.
You can suck it.
There's always next year.
Oh yeah. But Lisa, what's your fuck? And your last name doesn't even. You can suck it. Get a whole big bag of them. Start at the bottom and suck your way to the top. That's what you should do.
That's right. Still hear you, bitch.
Fuck you, bitch.
Jack, I have absolutely no idea what we're going to do next week. Are we going to do anything?
We're going to do something. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to do the Great White North idea that we talked about.
I've got, if you want to maybe push that back a couple to the week after, I'd like to maybe try something.
Yeah. Okay. What you got?
Because I just had a recent one. I'd like to hear, and I'll tell my stories, of course, but I'd like to hear what you guys out there and gals, how you deal with delusional parasitosis.
That's actually been requested a few times in the past. I
think it's time. I've got a fresh story, just less than 48 hours old, I'd like to. So we'll come up with some sort of really stupid name for the show, and right. I'll draw up some really stupid graphics. JT will do his most, intelligent and ingenious intro, like he always does,
mm-hmm.
We'll get a show together. But we want to hear from you guys, because this is a hot topic, guys, and again, gals, because this is something we deal with a lot, and we have to, I'd like to hear how you guys, got yourself out of the door from these places, with your sanity.
Yeah, sanity. That's the word.
It's taken me 30 some years to figure out exactly, my formula. I'd like to hear your formula. So, we'll put something on the depot, message us. You can go to Jack's Instagram. You can go to you can DM me and him and on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just let us know. We'd love to hear it. I think it'd be a great topic to broach.
I think so. I agree with you, sir.
Looking forward to hearing them.
Well, that does it for us this evening. From everybody, thank you from the Pest Control Humor Depot, our favorite group. Thank you, Tony Spangler at Spangler Art. Mm-hmm. And for all of you motherfuckers, me and Brad included, we hope you stay cool and bug the fuck off.
Bug the fuck off.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Oh, thanks for listening to Tales from the Crawlspace podcast. Jack and Brad will be back next week with another great episode. TFTC can be found on almost every podcast provider available, and you can also find us on TikTok at TFTC 2.0, Instagram at TFTC Podcast, Facebook at the Pest Control Humor Depot Group, and our website, www.tftc.wtf. Don't forget to subscribe and share. See you soon.